Alright, now that I have consumed K's essence, let's get on with it. I like how the last mission had Agnes, excuse me, being like, I don't want him to find my secret lab. The beginning of this mission is, secret lab. Hello, Direct D. Hello, Emperor Valerian. Hello, Blade Tabal.
Damn it.
Oh, thanks. That's active. Hello, Czar. Hello, Bragwin. Speaking of irritating enemies. So, this is a thing. If moving forward is what you intend, then guiding your other self to the door is what we recommend. Now your fate we decide, strike us or your progress will be denied. It's a little bit overt. Honestly, a little bit badly written, Zactaft, but acceptable. There's probably a gimmick to this, which I don't know, as it happens. Well, 1 through 5. Oh, I guess we get all of them. Or some of them. So I know what blue is. I'm guessing red is bad. What the hell is yellow? What's white? I would have just written it better, Zach Taft. And you'd be like, how do you write it better? Spend time and effort on it, which obviously I don't have right now. But it looks like a very second draft thing. Oh, there's yellow. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I noticed the order's static. Think about this. It's literally raining blood right now. Oh, this makes absolutely no sense, but whatever, as they say. So let's see. Oh god, it totally is. Even knowing how to game this is not a great section of the game. It's probably a negative. Thankfully, it only shows up the one time, right? Right? Also, that's gotta be the worst D6 I have ever seen in my life. And I played D&D. I mean, have you ever seen my dice rolls, Kay? Because they are legendarily bad. I'm amused that I even remember that incident, Kay. I play Mario Party all the time with my niece. I mean, stuff like that can work, but it really does need other elements to make it work. Maybe building it into the UI instead of forcing you to strike a thing. Like, the whole thing just comes across as awkward and stilted. And worse, it's also slow. It really just destroys the gameplay pacing. Like, if they developed that into something real, sure. But again, they didn't. Poor Guido. Nice place. To my knowledge, they never explained when exactly Yamato got broken. Or how.
So, you've come.
Best guess, Mundus.
Just as I'd expected.
But how it got here? Much bigger question mark.
Who the hell are you?
I am Agnus. Working in secrecy. Very few are privy to my existence.
Funny. To figure an order official out for a stroll in a hellhole kind of place like this.
Hellhole? Watch your words! Just as foul-mouthed as I had heard, the rumors proved true. As were the new ones concerning your demise.
Don't you think that's a little harsh? Killing me because of the way I talk? Great. More demons.
This is all Kratos' doing. It was Kratos who ordered you to follow Dante. It was Kratos who brought you here.
Dante? You mean the man that killed His Holiness? What the hell's going on here?
I don't have to answer to you, for you are already as good as dead.
I beg to differ.
So how did it end up here, Czar? Oh yeah, while I'm on the subject, studying both Yamato and the Angelo mutation that Mundus did to Virgil is pretty much exactly how they developed the Angelo formula for the artificial demons here. For the Ascension ceremony and all that fun stuff. Hello?
I did not foresee the existence of this event. I did not foresee the extent of this event. I did not foresee the extent of this event.
I mean, I consider 3 to be the first Devil May Cry game, so there's my recommendation, Melkor. I mean, honestly, if you go straight from 3 to 4, it's not a bad movement. Start off with the prequel and then go into the, this one. Now you should play Bayonetta 3, Spartan. Oh, thank God I don't have to do the dice again. Just for a second there, I was a little bit worried. Yeah, I mean, that's as vague as it gets, R. That's basically a non-explanation. Oh yeah, we were roaming hell, and we found one of the most powerful swords in the entire setting. Just hanging out. You know, like you do. Sure. Okay, sure. Yeah, imagine you're just wandering around, I don't know. There's no place where you can do that, but you just wander into the Warcraft setting. You just wander to Azeroth, and oh, hey, it's Frostmourne, just hanging out here. Cool. Who knew? Could you stop sucking so badly? Gore Slatch or something like that, Baron.
That's demonic power. How can it be?
Look who's talking, jackass. Answer my question. What the hell's going on here?
How profound. It's magnificent.
Okay, did you even hear me?
If you want answers, then I shall give them to you. It has only been a few years since I began this research. Could we isolate and bind demonic power? It could enable us to conquer the world. And that is the wish of His Holiness.
What a crock. And you may as well ditch the efforts, pal, because His Holiness is dead.
Ah, but His Holiness has been reborn as an angel.
An angel.
And soon, so shall I.
I love his flair for the dramatic, I really do.
See what just a small fraction of my research has yielded? Look how beautiful this white armor stands.
You
hardship to make just one armor come to life. I had to capture and control countless demons to harness their souls. Summoning them alone was almost an insurmountable task.
Summoning? So it was you who made the gate?
Yes, the Hell Gate. I created it merely as a reference and substitution for the real gate, but after utilizing an extremely powerful devil's arm. It proved sufficient.
What the hell are you talking about?
You should rest. Soon, you shall be my next subject of experimentation, so that I can learn a little something from you and that arm.
Never.
Take him out.
Gideon, run! Gideon! Gideon!
Most obvious of the insect demons.
How? Not even I could succeed in restoring it!
From that day forth, my arm changed. What's it called? Power. Give me more. Power.
What?
And if I become a demon, so be it. I'll endure the exile. Anything to protect him.
This is preposterous! Preposterous!
Good reaction to all that.
I should get back to headquarters. If what Agnew said is true, Kratos must have known something.
So, couple things. First of all, no, I haven't talked about the Game Awards, and I don't plan to. Oh, it's my hip. Second of all, hi, Lazar. Sorry I didn't comment, but you caught me in the middle of a cutscene. I do hope my meandering ramblings can at least provide some company. We're going to have our own Game Awards. That'll probably happen sometime in January or February. Not sure exactly when. It'll be better in every way. For example, I won't have some random kid come up on stage because of 5 separate failures to security. Like, I know people think it's funny, and that's great. That's not funny at all, to be as absolutely honest and blunt about it as I can. That was a colossal failure of security. When I say 5 separate failures of security, I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating or memeing. There are 5 separate layers of security that failed in order to allow that to happen. If that kid had wanted to do something actually bad, or actually scary, or actually dangerous, nobody would have stopped him. Instead, he just got up and tried to take the mic, and oh well. But if he had actually tried to do something real, get your goddamn game together, people. Jesus. Yeah, honestly, I would not be surprised if we find out that whatever institution is legally responsible for the Video Game Awards, which might just be the dude himself, gets sued over this. Because they should be. I know that's strange for me to be in favor of lawsuits, but lawsuits do actually exist for a reason. And this is a valid one, I think. Good God. Yeah, I would not be surprised if companies just say, no, we're not coming back to this nonsense after that crap. I'm almost just randomly throwing these up. Very few of these are codified. But I know people like to see the progression as it goes who don't have access to the document. Well, yeah, so there is one other big problem with that. That random kid was just some random punk who wanted to go up and say some anti-Semitic stuff. Okay, that sucks. But he did it successfully on camera. Everyone noticed, and it got a huge amount of media attention. Do you know what a copycat is? Because now people know you can get away with that sort of thing. So they need to lock down a lot, or else that kind of thing will get repeated. Anyways, we finally have Devil Trigger. Woo. Did you notice our Devil... So when they were designing Nero's Devil Trigger, they wanted to make sure that it was distinct from all the previous ones they'd shown up to date. So the big decision they went with, and I actually like this quite a bit, is rather than making him transform, instead he has the form behind him. You can actually see it in that little animation that's playing here. So instead, that is his Devil Trigger. And that makes sense because if you pay attention, all of his grabbing thing, he doesn't grab you with the arm himself. It's the giant energy arm that is projected from the arm that actually drags you, or grabs you, excuse me. Oh, and as I have mentioned before, oh nice, it's actually still damaged from from being shoved against the wall. The word choice, what was I talking about? Of course, now I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh my god. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's just his demonic form, essentially, Blade of all. But yes, the reference to Nello Angelo's form is very obvious. As mentioned before, Nero is Virgil's son. Some of the details are still up for debate, but that is something that was very clear even back in the day. Right? Wrong. There was actually a theory going around for quite a while, for reasons I actually can't cover yet because it's in the future. Of this game, obviously not of 5. That Nero was, shall we say, the inheritor of Virgil's power. And there was a lot of directions that could have been taken. He could have been a similar soul, or he could have been just an orphan who had the right motivation, or went through a similar thing that that Virgil went through in his childhood. There was a theory going around that Nero was literally Virgil reincarnated, and so forth and so on. There were actually quite a few theories bouncing around in the day. But the one that was codified was son. So, the art book mentions that his mother is some random prostitute. No name, no relevance. I don't fully believe that. Not only is that weirdly out of character and also just kind of dumb, honestly, but it also is from a book that is debatably not canon, because several elements of its lore introductions have already been contradicted as of 5. To use the old standby, that particular timeline, that particular information, whatever you call it, that's beta canon. May or may not be true, and you could accept it as canon, but if it contradicts alpha canon, then it's retconned. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I'm back. Something that was a deliberate contrast is they wanted to write Virgil with pre-existing characterization. What I mean by that is Virgil, you know, went through some stuff. We'll actually see more about that in 5, believe it or not. And then wanted power to make sure that he would never again feel that same horrible, horrible way that he felt after essentially losing everything. But the thing was, Virgil's quest for power was always fairly surface level and honestly singular. He didn't really want power for any real reason. Nero starts off with something. I mean, yeah, he's got the arm, and there's some interesting things about that we'll cover later. But other than that, Nero started off having the thing to protect, and, well, if you're paying attention, I already mentioned, Nero's a bit of a wholesome kid, really. He's a punk, but he's loyal, and he's faithful, and he gives a damn. Yeah, he cares about Credo, whatever his stupid name is. And he cares about, you know, Kyrie. And he cares about the Order, and yada, yada, yada. He had pre-existing connections. He basically has already, as of this point in time, gone through the story arc that Dante went through in 3. So, what that leaves us with is someone who gives enough of a damn to want power for a reason, rather than for its own sake. Now, this is not just me presuminating or analyzing or even ruminating. Several of the designers of this game have flat out stated, if Nero didn't have the good people in his life keeping him grounded and connected, he would have gone straight onto Virgil's path. So you notice the frequency of us fighting artificial demons instead of natural ones has been going up. That's going to be a trend. These things hurt. That's a good question, Kay. I've already given my opinion on that, though. I think Virgil is enough of a... I don't want what happened to me to happen to my son kind of a kid. Like, I don't want to say he's family-oriented, but I think he at least cares enough about his son that if he knew, there's no way, right? Even if it's purely for the personal perspective of, I need to make sure nobody else... Or that's I need to make sure my son doesn't go through what I went through, kind of a thing. Now, having said that, we could also take that the other way, because what I just described is essentially Nero making Virgil a better character. What if Virgil made Nero a worse character? Lord knows we've seen plenty of examples of just absolute scumball fathers over the years in fiction. I mean, Cassandra's father comes to mind immediately from Batman. So imagine if Virgil spent, you know, all these days just burning into Nero over and over. You've got to have power. You can't let anything get to you. You can't let sentimentality get in the way. You gotta do this. It's the only way. And thus Nero's a horrible person. Or maybe he rebels against it and doesn't go the way his dad does. Who knows? These things can go a lot of different ways. Don't worry, there will probably be a DMC 6 if Capcom ever realizes that they have franchises other than Monster Hunter. Now, that might be asking a lot, admittedly. I mean, I'm going to snark more about Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter pisses me off more, but you are correct. There are actually 2 franchises that they give a damn about right now. And it's their best-selling franchises. I've actually talked about this before, and frankly, I'm too irritable to actually talk about it with a normal tone of voice. So all I'm going to say is, wake the goddamn hell up, Capcom. Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're good. Letting the anger bleed out a little bit. Don't worry, they'll never make a new Mega Man Legends game. After all, nobody buys Mega Man games, it's a niche market. Where am I going? Where? Yeah, he said back to HQ. I was going back to HQ. Are we going to have to give another negative to gameplay? I do love giving games negative to gameplay. It's actually one of my favorite features overall of the show. Oh, it's a good thing the game told me that, Valvedrix, so I would know that HQ is not back at the city, which is the only place we've done anything with the Order before. And therefore, in this brand new area I didn't even know exist. I mean, I know about the jungle, obviously, but you get my point. I would probably veto Monster Hunter, honestly. Too boring, too grindy, too sloggy. It would be a terrible stream. I have no idea where I am now relative to that. No, Resident Evil and Monster Hunter have received a huge amount of time, attention, and budget on Capcom's side for years at this point. I mean, I could describe Monster Hunter in one word. This is the wrong way. Grind. And I suppose, you know, the people who are into it are into that, and that's fine. Every time I've mentioned theories and ideas about how to make Monster Hunter, you know, better, any Monster Hunter fan in chat immediately shoots down my ideas by saying, no, that would get rid of the thing I like about the game. So I'm like, oh, okay. So if you like to grind, go play Monster Hunter, because apparently that's it. According to people who actually like Monster Hunter. What? Sure, Czar. It's a good time for it. I don't want to say lost, but I'm extremely lost. Thought I knew where I was going, then I was wrong, but then I thought I knew where I was going, but then I was wrong. I think that's the definition of being lost. Now, Shiny Zaga, that's the definition of not being lost. You have a Shiny Zaga on your side, you're good.
Come on!
You cannot move while taunting. You're probably thinking, why did you hit the taunt button? So there's quite a few games which have a shortcut key to go straight to the map, rather than entering the menu and then entering the map. And that shortcut key is almost always the select button. If you don't understand the significance of that, this is the select button.
Shall we dance?
Thank you, Shiny Zaga. I will put that towards Command & Conquer 3. Why wouldn't it still be up? Oh, you mean if it was funded? Well, usually if those things are funded, there's very obvious ways to tell they're funded. Did you know? Website. Don't listen to Ondor's lies, Blade Cheval. I mean, I'm still going to give the negative Alvatrix, but in all honesty, first of all, you have to have actually gone here and seen the waterfall in order to catch that. Second, and more importantly, I'm an idiot. And third, screw this game. Any questions? I mean, think about how long ago Mega Man 11 came out, Melkor. Like, really think about that for a second. So speaking of irritation, who's ready for the best level in the game? Also notice that this is literally maybe 100 feet from a frozen, snow-capped peaks.
A forest?
What the hell is this? Must be the effect of the gate. Sorry, kid. This is gonna have to wait.
How much could he really know?
But yeah, Capcom, when they were in what I could call their golden era, were doing a whole lot of just trying to put out the best games they could and see what stuck. And what stuck is Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, like I said.
And that's the situation so far.
You knew it all along!
How dare you raise your voice in the presence of His Holiness?
That arrogant kid possesses demonic power!
Absurd.
Absurd! Don't play me a fool! Is he not your subordinate? He resurrected Yamato! It's your fault! It's your responsibility!
Traitor,
Yes, Your Holiness.
can you apprehend this boy?
If that is your wish. Though who will then track Dante?
I will find Dante.
You can guarantee his capture then?
Absolutely. It's good to see Your Holiness has recovered.
She walks like she can't walk, I swear.
Is she reliable?
She once brought us the sword Sparta, and hastened the completion of our savior.
But she remains almost a stranger to us all.
Which will only concern us should a situation arise. As for her identity, I have already investigated. Now, Credo, find us Nero and Yamato and bring them back to me.
As you wish, Your Holiness.
That menace, Nero, appears to be quite close to Kratos' sister, Kyrie. More than once, he called out her name.
And yeah, Liam O'Brien plays a really evil character in this game. In the running for the most evil character in the franchise, in my opinion. So that's, you know, I don't know, impressive, I suppose. Yeah, Agnes is like, alright, I'm sick of all this meandering. Let's move the plot forward. Okay, I guess. If I have to. Yeah, let's save for that. And got this. Which I've been saving for. Oh yeah, by the way, did you notice that Arkham and Agnes both have a tendency to exposit bot? But both of them have an in-universe reason for doing so. And both of them are probably the best characters in their game, so it kind of is excusable. Just random observations. Oh well. Time for the best stage in the game. Forest. I will say one thing I find vaguely amusing. In both Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3, there was a point in the story where the demon world and the human world starts to merge on a local level. In all three cases we stop it, of course, but in each case they had their own little different way of trying to showcase that. The blah of DMC1, the distortions of DMC2, and the wooginess of DMC3. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I care about that for DMC4? Because this is partially merged with the demon world. So is the frozen area. And, I don't have anything else to add to that. I just think it's an interesting and more engaging way to showcase that than just wooga wooga. So let's show off a game mechanic in a cutscene. They're like flowers that infest demons, right? Yeah, you've got a bag of Scarecrow, which is infested with bugs, which is infused with a demon, which is possessed by a flower, which is also a demon. So the answer is quite banal, Czar. Give me a second. I'll look away for 1 second to read your question, and then I failed the platform. Hello. Ahem. JRPGs in general tend to be more focused on plot, story, and characterization, whereas WRPGs in general tend to be more focused on the PC, that is to say, being an avatar and avenue for the player character, us, to actually do stuff. Now, you might think, what does that have to do with anything? Well, it's because of that they try to make the main character an actual character, as opposed to someone that you pick, decide, and choose. You don't play as Cecil, or let me say this differently. You are not a character in Final Fantasy IV. Cecil is a character in Final Fantasy IV. Rydia is a character in Final Fantasy IV. And because the story is focused on those characters, they can do the style of writing that they prefer for that kind of thing. Make sense? Now, if you're asking how did that get started, well, that's a much trickier and much more nuanced question, because when you come to analyzing how far... game? Okay. When it comes to analyzing where trends really start, the older I get, the more I notice that you can go back a really long ways with a lot of different trends. Oh, gee. Okay, that's cool. I could say when that was codified. It's codified in FF4. Where that comes from? Probably sometime in the early 80s when they really started trying to do their own take on Dungeons and Dragons, but wanted to do something more story-focused. Having said that, if you put a gun to my head and said, Lore, you have to decide where exactly they came up with the idea of the more character-focused thing, I would say Mother Zero. Oh, jeez. I really got animation locked to death there. Well, okay. Well, that's the thing that happened. Guys, that probably doesn't answer you, Zar, and I do apologize for my terrible explanation. This game is almost taking as much concentration from me as 3 did. I'm probably failing at my job here. Then 3? That's an interesting question. It is a more polished game than 3, I'd say. However, it has its foibles. I swear I didn't time it that way on purpose. Maybe. No, I'm afraid I have not, Hopeful. I have to kill these each time? You know what, actually, this will be easier. Oh yeah, by the way, the upcoming page is effectively just wrong at this point in time. I don't know what game we're playing after 5. Or when, or how, or anything like that, so... Look forward to whatever random game we play after 5. DMC2 has surpassed Secret of the Stars, by the way. I know the website says otherwise, but the website is inaccurate. You're probably thinking, why haven't you fixed it yet, Laura? Well, I was going to do that when I took my streaming break, because that's going to take a fairly lengthy amount of time to fix all that stuff. Probably Valvedrix. If I summarize excessively. Alright, WoW gets 7,000 positives to gameplay. And 1,000 pluses to story. There you go, there's WoW. Done! Reviewed. Best game I've ever reviewed. And it beats FF14 in every way. Any questions? What I find amusing is how little time Secret of the Stars spent with the throne. And we fell. Well, no, it's a valid point to be making, that the Persona series likes to have a non-character as the main character. FF14 does that as well, while we're on the subject. Hold on. I just need to take a second. Because this is irritating me so much, I actually want to Alt F4 the game, so I need a moment here. Because this is really terrible. It's not just the silent protagonist. We talked about this the other day. Silent protagonists can work, right? I actually already mentioned an example of this. Doom guy in Doom 4 is exceptionally well characterized. He is a character. And I mention that because him being silent does not impede him being a character. But when we look at characters like the main character of Persona 5, Joker, or the main character of Final Fantasy XIV, or the main character of most Dragon Quest games, they are complete non-characters. They are not a character. There is no character there because they are deliberately designed to be a blank slate that you can then stamp with your own particular character onto that, right? Yeah, Mario is actually a decent example of this too, while we're on the subject. Mario and Luigi both, actually. So, I don't know what else to add to that. What is with all the junk I'm getting today? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Hey, here's your 2022 snapshot. Here's your most viewed video this year. Yeah, that's great. Oh my god. I showed off my creativity this year. You know how I can say that? Because I uploaded a short. Have I mentioned how much I absolutely goddamn hate the fact that YouTube is pushing shorts as hard as it possibly can? To us, too, like the actual YouTube creators. It's like, hey, you should make more shorts. Hey, do shorts. Why aren't you making shorts yet? Why haven't you made any shorts yet? If you go, check this out. If you go to YouTube, think about interface design for just a second, okay? Bear with me, okay? When it comes to interface design, you need to look at this. You need to think, anything can be an interface in a menu, right? So you can hit this, and then this, and then this, and drill down and drill up, and that's your menu. But when you're doing interface design, you want buttons that you want to be used all the time to be readily accessible. A shortcut straight to it, in other words. There are 4 shortcuts on YouTube, okay? The home, all right. Subscriptions, yep, okay. Library, that's your menu. And shorts. 25% of the interface design of the YouTube app is fixated on shorts. That's ignoring the fact that if you pull up YouTube just in general, it'll say, here's your recommended things, and right below that will be the shorts. Wait, it's worse than that. Because if you go to your subscriptions, it'll list your subscriptions, and then the shorts from people who have subscribed to you. Now here's the thing. Because if you go to the main page and look at the shorts there, you can say, don't show me this, and it'll get rid of it for 20 days, and then it'll come back. But if you go to your subscription feed, there is no way to not show the shorts. Now, to explain what I mean by that, I don't mean like, it's like, here's a video, short, video. I mean, there's a separate freaking goddamn section that's just there like, hey, here's just the shorts. You should look at just these shorts. They're so cool. Watch these shorts. You can't get rid of that. It is there. Yeah, you can't hide it. You cannot dodge it. It's just there. God, it pisses me off so much. Okay, anyways, what the hell was I doing? Why does YouTube want creators to make shorts? There's a lot of reasons. The most obvious one that most people share is because they are attempting to push against TikTok. But there's actually a much easier and simpler reason. YouTube is trying to spend less money, and shorts take less money. Oh, they also make them the same amount of money. There's actually real statistics that show that if I were to throw up a 4-hour video, and if someone was to actually watch my entire 4-hour video and watch all the ads on it, versus if I throw up a 4-minute or a 40-second video as a short with ads, guess which one statistically makes more money on ad revenue? Why am I still fighting these goddamn things? Why am I still fighting these things? Go away. Do I have to fight these? Can I just leave? The max length of shorts? I actually do not know. I have more or less deliberately not looked into making shorts because I have absolutely no interest in doing so. In fact, the only short I ever made I made on accident, as I have talked about several times. That was not a design. It's just YouTube decided it was a short. And of course, because YouTube wants people to do that so much, they will actually self-promote shorts much more than anything else. And it will boost your engagement and algorithm usage several times. And they actually give higher profit margins to creators who make shorts, as opposed to the normal profit margin for most video creators. So they're really pushing shorts. Way too much. 60 seconds. That's interesting. I honestly didn't think my April Fool's video was that short, but obviously it is. Do you like how they instantly regenerate everything if you knock them over the edge? Isn't that great design? How much of these guys hit like a truck? And I am now dead. I'm thinking at least 2 negatives just for this one section. I could easily be talked up to 3. This is terrible design. I mean, I knew the forest would be bad walking into it. We all know the forest is bad. It's just, damn. No, they didn't actually qualify that one as a short, Lord Harriman. No, the one and only thing that YouTube has ever decided is a short on my show is my April Fool's video of this year. Actually, I'm kind of curious of something now. I admittedly don't enjoy shorts, but I don't think I enjoy that kind of content in general. You know what I mean? That's just not my thing. Wow. Yeah, so the April Fool's video was 55 seconds. And the video on Stanley Parable was 2 minutes and 46 seconds. There you go. That's why only one of them was qualified as a short. Huh. I mean, there's a value in proper summarization. I've actually talked about that before. Some people think I'm against summarization, and they're only kind of correct about that. There is an art to properly summarizing and encapsulating things, and I've actually thought about doing that before. In fact, if you remember, for a brief period of time there, I had a very, very, very brief, you know, runner review thing before we started doing this system. Yeah, no, that sounds about right, Hattis. I do agree with the chapters thing, by the way. Although, I'm going to be real, I did not know Pornhub did that too. Or I guess first. Real talk, I thought about it, Blade Javal. The main reason I didn't want to do shorts instead of, you know, rooms is, first of all, I hate shorts. As I think I've already made clear. But second of all, ironically, I think it would take about as much time to do a short as to do a room, if I was to do it properly, if I was to do my due diligence and properly summarize and properly categorize and really discuss whatever we're talking about inside of 60 seconds. I'm sorry, there is an art to doing that, and I am not super practiced at that. I can do it, I've proven I can do that. But, yeah. Now there's an interesting idea. A short, literally just breaking down the score. Not the worst idea in the world. But I suppose that would depend on if people actually want the highlight reels to continue at all or not. I've been getting mixed feedback so far. And of course, huge numbers of people who never comment on the comments, so who knows what the hell they think. Oh my god, that's it. Nero's father isn't Virgil. It's Ocelot. It's the crossover you never knew you wanted. I mean, I like the highlight reels, but my opinion isn't really the one that matters here. The majority of the negative feedback I've gotten so far was either one of two types of things. Either early stuff that I've already solved, because, you know, iterative process, or they're too long, which I find hysterical considering, but whatever, as they say. I can't kill so much as one of these goddamn things. They reset their barrier bar too easily and too quickly. They have too much health. Like, I might enjoy this, if not for the fact that they just reset every time they go down. Oh yeah, and also it's just kind of draining the crap out of my health, how much they hurt. And I could just get knocked over the edge like that, which means I have to start over from the very beginning. This is insanity. I'm a little shocked by how bad this is. And then I go down here and fight more of these jackasses. Which is honestly just boring at this point. I mean, next time I'll go ahead and try just ignoring them. I honestly didn't think I'd have this many issues killing them. Because, you know, I figured that's kind of the goal, is to kill them, so I could just do the platforming, but whatever. We'll go against the grain. They do not, Kay. If they fall after you strip off their cloak, they immediately regenerate their full cloak, effectively resetting their health. Which is part of why this is such bad design. So, sure, we'll just kind of chill this time. No, but I'm pretty sure one shot will kill me at this point. Now, this is interesting. Do you notice how there's less enemies now? This is something Devil May Cry 4 introduced to the series. I forget what this is called, but it's rubber band difficulty. You've been sucking a lot lately, so we're going to make it simpler. In DMC4 specifically, that usually takes the place of enemy numbers, because one of the things the difficulty affects in this game is how many enemies spawn in an area. I plan to show that off a little bit better later, don't worry. Okay, God, I can't believe it matters that. Oh, Evo. And I'm dead. Yeah, this is not fun. I did give a plus to the gameplay, so difficulty, excuse me. Plus to the difficulty. As with 3, it affects their AI scripts, changes whether or not they double trigger, yada yada, and the usual stuff. It also adds some new abilities and patterns to some of the enemies, and of course the bosses. Plus to gameplay, decent difficulty, moving on. That being said, this game doesn't just have Heaven and Hell mode, it actually has Hell and Hell mode. So, I actually thought Hell and Hell mode was in 3. It's not. 4 is the first game to introduce Hell and Hell mode. Which I've never done, obviously, and never will. Hell and Hell mode is when you can die in one hit, and they're fine. And that's about my opinion on things right now. Yeah, it's essentially just a standard Oko mode. Not nearly as fun. You're on, Mr. Red. I'm not sure if 4 will score better or worse than 3, though. Well, no, that's not true. 4 will score worse than 3. Almost guaranteed. For as much as this game has had irritation so far, it has absolutely nothing. Well, at a certain point, the game is going to just start dogpiling negatives. We're not there yet. It'll be really obvious. It'll be mission 12. I'll tell you that right now. And it will suck. I'm not sure I agree. In theory, I agree, but in practice, I'm not sure I do. So you notice we're back to 2 mobs again. Damn it, come on. Actually hit the guy I'm aiming at. How's that for a random thought? God damn it. Okay.
Come on!
This is the rest of the stream. It's just being stuck on this one platform thing. Forever. And I can't do it. It's physically impossible. It'll never happen. I'll get 5 seconds from it, and then I'll screw up because of one extremely minor thing, and because this is very binary difficulty, that'll be the end of everything, and I'll just be dead. Then I'll have to start over all over again, again, again. I mean, there's no avoiding this. There's no getting better here. There's no skipping it. There's no moving forward. Even if I put the difficulty down to easy, all I have to do is play the entire game again to get back to this point. And, you know, then progress. Although even that would probably only be an improvement simply because of the fact that I could kill these things quicker and then not have to think about them. I guess they'd be doing less damage, too. Oh, that's just not fair. Oh my god. Do you like how their attack has a huge knockback on you? Do they just have it? Okay, that one actually died. Holy crap. Starting to think they had infinite health, because they just were not falling over. Oh my god. I have no idea, Evo. And I mean that with actual sincerity. I legitimately don't know what game we're streaming next. God, give me a freaking save point, you goddamn piece of garbage. You know what irritates me? Is I feel like I'm finally starting to get the hang of the combat, which naturally means I'm about to get killed by something stupid. But I mention that because that's usually when I start to get more comfortable with the game, and less irritated with it. Little did I know. I was so naive back then. I had hopes, dreams, feelings that thing that might someday get better. I know better now. I have given in to the Croatian side of the polls. It was fun up until about half an hour ago. That's not true. It's had issues and irritations. Oh. I like Morgana except for one stage. And that stage can suck a lemon. My god. You know, it just occurred to me. The 2 level negatives that I've given so far, one for the torture room and one for the forest room, both have one thing in common. Oh, you screwed up the jump. Here's the same fight again. Oh, you screwed up the jump. Here's the same fight again. Yeah, exactly. It's just... Okay. Come on. That's true. That's different, though, Hazardous. Deliberate usage of game mechanics. Or into... Oh, God, where'd the thing go? Where... Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. I don't remember mentioning that, Evo. Also, I thought you were going to do portraits first. But I'm going to need a desert for Loot Ghislaine, and I'm going to need a desert for the desert outside of Loot Ghislaine. Did the board game get a negative? Yes, we gave a negative for the board game section. It's okay, though. It's just one negative. It's not like they would repeat that section. So you like snakes, right? How about sexy snakes? Which is a thing, apparently. Oh, God. Sexiest of snakes. I mean, you know we're going to be playing Croatia in EU4, and we're going to get stomped. Thank you, Shadow Machine. I do always appreciate. I will jot that down for EU4. Loot Ghislaine, Evo. What do you want from me? I don't know what you want from me. I need Loot Ghislaine. There's more than one Maz? How are there... You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We're cool not knowing. Everything's cool here. Well, we never really see it in artistic sense, so... I shoved the mob over the load screen. I mean, I'm sure there's a trick or two, Hazardous. I have played EU4. I know that who your allies are is a lot of that game, especially if you're playing a weaker nation. What we're going to need is we're going to need to claim some very valuable territory quickly if we want to really move as Croatia. We need income, and we need people. Lots of people. So anyways, sexy snake. That's Crusader Kings Hazardous. Different game, different game. Although we might play as Croatia in that, too. We'll have to figure that out. Ow. How do you swallow if that's where you're...
Your insignificant insults have no effect on me, though I will tear your body to shreds!
It's okay, by now we probably have hit an actual checkpoint, so I feel safe dying. Come on. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll actually blow an item. I haven't used one of these yet, so... Screw it. Yeah, sure.
Don't even think about it.
Shameful to be beaten by a human!
Hey, don't step up if you're not gonna put up a decent fight. Didn't your mom ever tell you not to litter?
The Sephirothic fruit is in harmony with the strange tree. Give me a second, Yura. Dab! Okay, so we're on mission 8. There are 20 missions, Yura. So we are abso-frickin-lutely nowhere. Now here's the funny part. If this game was what it should be, there would be, say, 14 missions. So we would actually be over the halfway point. But it's not, so we're not. I didn't mean to hit that button. I think we need to test something, though. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, we might beat this game tomorrow. We'll see. I sort of knew that walking in, though. The games get longer after 3. 3 is actually one of the shortest in the series, which is funny because it has 2 hours of padding in it. Yeah. We've been holding off on that. We'll go and grab that, I think. This game absolutely has padding issues. The good news is we're not there yet. So, that over there... we'll talk about that in a second. So, in the interest of getting on with it a little bit... Also, demonic trees, that's going to be a thing in DMC5. Yeah, we'll get there. Didn't really... It really does hazardous, which makes sense, given the era, PS3 and all that. I don't really have a goal on where I'm going. Well, both these lead to the same spot anyway, so whatever. There's that meandering thing again. We're still trying to get to headquarters, wherever that is. Yes, I have, Yura. Oh, is this the wolf? will say the itemization is on point in this one. Despite the perceived irritation I mentioned earlier. It is hazardous, I agree. Just call that the Hulk maneuver. Let's see. Look, superhero insurance is already stupid expensive, okay? That's what Homeland, or... Oh god, I can't remember what their name is. What's the name of the group whose only job is to clean up after superhero fights? It's a Marvel thing. I can't think of their names. Is it damage control? No, no, no. It has nothing to do with shield. More, it is damage control. You're right. Okay. Yeah, Department of Damage Control. Also DC, get it? Anyways, But yeah, no, damage control is actually probably one of my favorite aspects of the Marvel setting in terms of world building. I'm not making that up. It's a wonderful bit of logic and sense make in an otherwise, frankly, ridiculous world. And by world, I mean multiverse. Those who do not wish for darkness should seek the light, for if not, all efforts will be in vain. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. I just have to go this way, right? Huh, this looks familiar. Oh, well, I just have to go this way, right? Huh, this looks strange. Well, it's okay, I just have to go this way, right? They all look lovely, Evo. I haven't had a chance to really dig into them. I was late this morning by 15 minutes, and all I did was cook and exercise. I'm gonna start going back to setting a frickin' alarm clock at this rate. By the way, I don't mean to talk about this, but did you notice that in many cases in this game, they treat failure as a reason to do more combat? Shouldn't that be the success? Like, I know that sounds like a strange statement, but, like, doesn't it make a weird amount of sense that, you know, failure would be punished with not getting to do the main draw of the game? I don't know. Still not sure about Bale, I'm going to be honest with you, Evo, but I'm going to accept it. I've come to own it. It is now the Bale. Probably Yura, which is a damn shame. Because, you know, that should probably have been assigned. But again, I know. Limited support, limited funding, limited everything. So anyways, you see that big old thing out there? That really big thing? Does it look familiar? Because it should. Maybe when you get closer, it'll look a little bit more familiar. So the implication here is fantastic. This is headquarters. Their headquarters is shaped just like a Hellgate. Huh. I mean, by this point we know they're evil, but still. Interesting to think about.
That's a look you shoot your enemy. Okay. Well, then let me ask you this. What exactly is the Order after? And who the hell is Dante?
You do not demand answers from me! You possess the power of a demon.
Back down. I don't want to hurt you. I won't do that to Kitty.
Hurt me? You don't get it, do you?
You too.
I have been chosen to take the next step in evolution. To become something far more than just human. I am an angel.
Note there's still a carapace.
You become as a demon.
As captain of the Holy Knights, you are now under arrest. It's the wish of His Holiness.
And some visual indication in his... Oh, jeez. In his visual design there. Partially angelic, but clearly not fully. In addition to the obvious carapace thing. Should have played 3 before this. I keep trying to guard like I've got Royal Guard on. I don't. I think he literally had 1 health left. I actually am confused about what happened there, but whatever. Thank you, Ventures. I will put that towards Wildermyth. That's really irritating. Ugh. Yeah, we don't actually know if angels exist at all. It's kind of debatable. We know God exists, and he is a good person, and he is actually trying to help the side of good. No, Evo. We don't know if angels are a thing. How? Bayonetta, thankfully, has absolutely nothing to do with this franchise. Because everything's evil in Bayonetta. Also, there's time travel and a multiverse because they're trying to hit all the bad narrative tropes all at the same time. Oh, for Christ's sake, shut up! That is 3 times today that Amazon's been like, hey, there's a deal. There's a deal. There's a holiday deal right now. Make this never be a thing again. I've done a video on Bayonetta. There is God in DMC, yes. He's cool. Shades. That's funny. So there actually is a way to turn off all this crap. But it involves turning off Amazon Smile. That's insidious. To my knowledge, no, Galvatrix. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yes, he's referenced in 4. Oh, but that's it. It's also implied that he's one of the biggest reasons why Sparta decided to Sparta, and why people are almost always in exactly the right place and at the right time to deal with things. It's a really common trope. I've actually talked about this in Elder Scrolls, but also in a lot of other fiction. The idea is that the bad guys are usually very hands-on, and the good guys are usually very hands-off. That concept. Anyways, for those of you who don't know what Amazon Smile is, it's the Amazon charity donation. I want you to really process. I'm going to put this in the highlight reel because I want you to process this. I want you to think about this. So I can turn on aggravating, frustrating notifications and spam and ads, and be capable of having some of my purchases through Amazon go to a charity, or I could turn off all that spam, but we won't donate to charity if you do that. I mean, obviously just my donations, but still. They hold charity donations hostage. Oh no, that's the best part, Hazardous. So yes, I do. I do actually think it goes through the charity. But it's worse than what you're thinking. Because what you're talking, that's surface level. No, 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 no. Oh, it's not gonna give me the. It's not gonna give me it now that I turned it off. So all my purchases across the year have generated something, I think, like $50 towards charity. It's such a minuscule, microscopic amount of your purchases that go to that charity. It's something like several $1,000s a year from everybody. Like, they view a thing. This charity has generated this amount of donations this year. And it's always just a 4-digit range. Anyways. This is why I'm not a Dark Soul player, because having an awesome fight that I then have to do again doesn't amp me up to do better. It does the exact opposite. I don't even want to play the game right now, to be completely honest with you. Like, I almost Alt F4'd after that. Granted, I'm in a bad mood today in general, but that is just not something I'm into. Probably not, Yura. Unless I'm paid to, obviously. In other words, unless we review it. But of myself, no, not really. There's long phases where he's immune to the grab. And then there's phases where he's not. How, Valvagix? Or I guess what input is really the question I'm asking.
yet. I'm not finished!
Narrator. He's finished.
Your strength is increased.
Kitty. No, wait. This isn't what you think.
Why? Why did you do this?
It was our intentions to protect you from the truth. Nero is a demon.
You son of a...
Nero!
Not to worry, I have no intentions of harming her. Yet. Though, it would appear your attachment extends beyond friendship.
She has nothing to do with this. Let her go!
Agnus! How dare you use my sister? This is my fight, and I will finish it. Let her go.
His Holiness predicted your defeat, and so ordered that your sister be utilized.
What?
If you want her, then come and get her. For I cannot guarantee her fate.
His Holiness. Use Kyrie.
Where's he taking her? Back to headquarters?
I'd assume so. Nero, we must set aside this battle until I find out the truth of this.
I don't know if we're going to give Kyrie a negative. That's an interesting question. So, Kay, of course, completely missed the intro of the stream because he hates my streams and hates watching the beginning of them. But for those of you who didn't hear me say this earlier, the writer, who, I remind you, is a new writer for this franchise, was directly inspired for making the plot of this game by Super Mario Brothers. And it shows. No, that sounds more like Stark to me, Zektaft. Look, I'm just saying, Kay, if you hate me, you can just tell me. It's okay. I mean, it sucks, honestly, but, you know, I understand. If I didn't suck so badly, it would be good. Yeah, the irony is Princess Peach has periodically drifted into being a good character. It's actually frustrating when she's shoved back into being a non-character because she bounces up and down. But at least Peach has been a good character periodically. Kyrie, granted, has only had 2 games to do so in, sorry, this way. But at the same time, that's, it. Having said all that, I think they could do more with Kyrie. But I don't mind her... This is going to sound strange. I don't mind her position as a plot coupon. And you know why? Because it makes perfect sense and it serves as good contrast. Even Lady, who was mostly human, was still very superhuman and more than capable of keeping up with most of the other crap going on. So, Kyrie is a completely standard human. No combat skills, no combat prowess, no ability, no nothing. much earlier in the game, there was a scene where a guy was stabbed at the fountain in the first mission, technically the second mission, and everyone else just kind of stood and watched. It actually bothered to show that Kyrie was the one and only person who actually, like, shied away from that. Because she's a non-combatant. She is a civilian. Let's just put this as clearly and succinctly as we can. Now, there are ways that can work. And in fact, I actually really like the idea of having a civilian in a situation like this, which in a series and a setting so filled with nonsensically over-the-top, brilliant power, super awesome, riding around on a rocket while throwing it into a guitar. But having that kind of down-to-earth perspective, that works. Here's the problem. Just that's her position in the narrative. That's her role. But there's still no character to Kyrie, other than the fact that she is his beau. That's the problem I have. So I haven't decided. I'll jot down a potential. I haven't decided if she'll get a negative for being a non-character yet. Although, for being completely honest, Credo is pretty crud too, if I could just be blunt. He is, as we mentioned earlier, the General Leo type character, the noble demon, as the tropes call it. And he sucks at it. He's a non-character. He is arguably more of a non-character than Kyrie is. I am loyal. Wait, they threatened my sister. I am no longer loyal. And that's it. That's his character. Nero, at least, has demonstrated actually having a degree of a personality. Not much of one, but there's been enough moments and enough nuance to flesh him out into a person, instead of just being that. Hell, Dante, in this game, ignoring the previous games, has had more personality than Kyrie and Credo combined. Hello. So the artificial demons are fighting the regular ones. Believe it or not, this is a plot point. And these things. Notice they almost all have something approximating a halo, too. DeQuack continues to not listen to me. As I mentioned earlier, there are no angels in this setting that we know of. The only thing that might be an angel is Mundus, and even he doesn't actually qualify if you know his backstory. Mundus was just some other dude before he ate the fruit of the cliff off. In fact, the one who would probably most approximate a fallen angel in this is actually Argosax. Argosax was just straight up a demon prince. One of the demon princes, I feel like adding, but still a demon prince. Mundus had to eat the fruit and then claimed power. Why what, DeQuack? Oh, you're Anakin? I knew it. Yeah, if you ever wanted to know that they really do just want to move on from Mundus, well, there you go. He's mentioned in 5. In a way that barely matters. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Cliff-Off fact I just shared comes from 5. I could be wrong. Burial, Krenzler. That's really easy to quack. You see, what you do is you sit down and you say, there are demons and no angels. Done! It's just done. It's easy. It's that easy. All you have to do is be Warcraft, which has demons, but no angels. Yeah, we'll try it. I mean, ironically, there are no Naru either. I mean, that could be Czar. The game makes frequent and regular reference to the idea that humans are innately good. And in fact, I know it's kind of in a minority thing, but the majority of the humans who are evil in this franchise are the exceptions. Yeah, and they're almost universally showcased to be as absolutely despicable as possible. Okay. Yeah, and Kyrie is all angel, Robostall. You ever heard of the phrase, the exception that proves the rule, Evo? Well, statistical outliers are statistical outliers. That's the simpler way to put that. Lasers. You like lasers, right? So, to put this into simplistic terms, the whole point is that humans are more leaning towards good than bad, which is why a human that is bad is so exceptional and can cause as much damage as they can. It is the wolf amongst the sheep concept. One wolf screws up an entire flock. Oh yeah, demonic lasers, very important, because we're playing Doom now. Oh yeah, like a rotten apple thing, yeah. You'll also notice the reverse is true, too. The overwhelming majority, like 99.999% of demons, are all extremely evil. Like, really, the only exception we know of was Sparta. Oh, Jesus. Do not like these fights. And we're dead. I'm gonna burn a golden orb on that. Or... Oh, wow. This is the beginning of the state. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on. I gotta jot something down. Give me a second. There it is. The what, DeQuack? I'm sorry. I like to call that the, no, I'm done with this. The Key of Kronos. Okay. Oh goody, this room is called The Gauntlet. That can't possibly be bad. And now we're inside a locked metal cage. Well, time to earn that paper. Why would I ever read that, Sagtap? Especially by Doom. Well, thank you, Krenzler. There are two things I keep running into which are making this more irritating than it should be. And they are. There are two big things. I can even tell you exactly what they are. Number one is I'm effectively refusing to do this. And rev. Revving increases your damage by a lot. I'm refusing to do it because A, it completely breaks the flow of combat, and B, it kind of hurts my hand to do it a little bit. The second thing I haven't been super great about is grabbing. Now, I've been doing better about grabbing than about revving. I basically refuse to do revving, but I'll do grabbing all the time. The problem with grabbing is... how do I explain this? So the game is designed so that the damage you do is really low, unless you're revving, of course. But if you're grabbing, all of your grab attacks do a stupid amount of damage. I would actually argue that this is bad balancing. Or perhaps more accurately, this is rushed balancing. And that they specifically made all the arm attacks do way more damage than anything else to encourage the player to do them. Because the biggest gimmick that Nero has over the previous games is the fact that he has that freaking arm and the grapples. The bosses are where it is the worst, because you could do literally chip damage with a full combo on a boss, but the moment you grab them, you'll knock off a quarter of their health. It becomes... whoops. Come on, there we go. It becomes more about actually getting the grapple than about actually fighting the boss in some cases. This is much worse on hard difficulty, by the way. I mean, I'll be honest, I would never like that, Dr. Winter, but I could see it at least being used well. I admit I tend to dislike unreliable narrator in general, because it usually tends to be either an excuse for bad writing or, you know, just an aspect of meta-narrative. Oh yeah, that's the other reason I don't like the arm moves. They're certainly visually interesting, but they're the least interesting things to do, purely gameplay-wise. It's the triangle button from Kingdom Hearts 2. You hit the triangle to do the move. That's it. I mean, the gun sucks, Czar. That's the main reason. But also, I'd rather, you know, spend the currency on things that I'm actually going to use. So I suppose that's the main reason. Like, I still haven't bought all the moves I want to. Never mind the moves I don't. Wait, who's that?
So, you've come.
What have you done to Kyrie?
Why don't you check and find out? But don't expect me to be as easy on you as I was last time.
If I have to kill you to save Kyrie, let's roll!
By the way, a small bit of characterization for Agnes there. Agnes, whatever his stupid name is. You remember how the last time we fought him, we were primarily fighting his little sword demons? Those are each individual demons that he is bound to his will. Relevance? The weapon he wields is one of those things. He's wielding a person, okay, a demon, but still, as his tool. Like, it kind of speaks for itself. That's an interesting question, Lanero. Debatably not in this setting, but there's also tiers to demons. So, for example, one of the things that happens when you become converted into a demon is you may or may not retain your sanity and sense of self. If you lose it, you become feral. And there's a lot of feral demons, which are arguably just animals. Point in case, every single one of these things he's wielding used to be a human. I think. It's either these or the other things later, but point being, gross either way. Really wish he'd stop doing that move. I say as he spams it over and over again. Game, you want to do the attack I'm actually clicking for, please?
Samuel! Damn you! I will kill you! I will kill you!
Is that all you got? I think it's time to put you out of your misery.
That's enough, Argus. Go and prepare for attack.
Right away.
Hey, it's the shot from the trailer.
You have indeed inherited Sparta's power.
Live shot of me immediately after playing DMC 2. And yes, demons are people in WoW. Although there is such a thing as a feral demon in WoW, but that's, well, I mean, there kind of isn't. It'd be more accurate to say that there are fell creatures in addition to fell people. Better way to phrase that. Noctis asked me a question I've been chewing on. How do you accidentally advance the plot in the weirdest way possible? There you go. No, they don't, Yura. Unless they got rid of the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure you can still use the glyph, right, Yura? Either way, no, I don't like that. Moonkin form sucked. Noctis asked, favorite best game that hype oversold and made look bad by comparison. In other words, something that you like despite the fact that it was overhyped. I imagine a lot of things I like sit in that particular category. Correct. Fellhounds are demonic beasts. Imps are people. Good way to put that. Starting to run out of things I actually want. I don't know what it's called. It's whatever I have on my druid. Don't make me go fire up WoW just to check, Yura. Why, Czar? I mean, okay, sure. At this point, there's nothing else I want anyway, so... By sheer virtue of the fact that there's nothing else to buy, I will get the charge shots. And for no other reason. Hey, we're almost at the bad part of the game. Yeah, I don't think I have a good answer for you, Noctis, because the problem is that really does apply to just an inordinately large number of games. Witcher 3, a game that is overhyped to hell and back that I still enjoy. Portal 2, Metroid Dread, Super Metroid, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger. World of Warcraft. You like irritating enemies, right? And cage fights while we're on the subject. I do like the Bloodborne look, not gonna lie. Yeah, he's not really ready for quipping. Probably should have slowed down time. I can totally jump over that. There's literally nothing preventing me jumping from over that, but whatever. Jesus. Okay, hang on. Okay, we might have an interesting time with this. There we go, okay. Camera, you want to work with me instead of against me? Just for a second. Jesus Christ. Listen, crayfishes want to look cool too, Evo. Not sure why. Maybe so they're cool looking and delicious. Let me just... Oh god, Invisible Wall Inc., who is of course a wholly owned subsidy of Puzzle Co. Oh my god. Yeah, we were just back... God damn it, game. Okay. At least the enemies don't respawn. Yeah, Acme's behind everything, which honestly would make so much sense if you think about it. Bye. Yeah, Bob founded the company on the principles of getting back at his wife. Why'd you do it, Agnes? Why'd you do it? He was happy. Oh, sure, that should be fun. So first of all, I do think that kind of a system could work in a DMC game, because that system already exists in DMC. It's how the style system works. Having said that, I can't think of any game that actually does that in terms of damage, like you mentioned. I think there's like individual bosses, or sometimes there's an individual gimmick where every time you do an attack, it does less damage, but if you rotate, it does different damage. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I know that's a gimmick I've encountered before. So you like platforming, right? But with a terrible camera angle, and like... other fun stuff. Sorry, lasers. Gotta say it right. Secret mission. Sure, why not? I could use a break. Wrong button. And fail. So you like terrible platforming, right? I like how it... Right, sure. Literally couldn't see the attack coming. Man, I almost quit this game twice today, Evo, so we'll see how bad this is. Once I actually get to the thing, let's see how bad the checkpointing is. Well, that could be worse. Could be raining. I mean, the Halo series had pretty legit checkpointing. And then there's this game, which has checkpointing? And I think adding that question mark just properly encapsulates it, you know? There are checkpoints in this game. It is a true statement. You don't have to go all the way back to the beginning of a stage. But, God, I can't even see where I'm going with this visual effect. I'm not even sure where I'm going. Here, maybe? No. Maybe? Yeah, this looks right. This looks right. Experimental disposal, or excuse me, experiment disposal. This is a place I want to be. Nobody likes statues. Death to statues. I haven't decided yet, Strife. As we were talking about earlier, if Kyrie does get in story negative, it's for her deliberate... deliberate's the wrong word. It's the fact that she has too little character. For being a non-character, you know? Not for being a damsel in distress, which can actually work under these circumstances, but for being a nobody. Really? I do not like fighting two of these things at once. I suppose I could ask the crowd what you think, but we're not there yet, really. Although, she's mostly finished most of her cutscenes at this point, so I suppose we are kind of there. Yes, I do, Yura. No memes, no jokes, no internet, no backlash. He is not a particularly interesting or engaging voice actor, and he is the wrong pick for Mario. See, so, to clarify on that, because obviously the damsel in distress is something many people, including I, have pushed back against, but it's possible to do that and use it to make sense. Obviously, this is a high-tier setting, but there's plenty of ways to make this work in a lot of other settings, too. Final Fantasy VIII came very close to making this work with Rinoa, for example. Because Rinoa was supposed to be the damsel, the person who was just nowhere near everybody else. Nowhere near the level of power, or capacity, or combat prowess, or raised from childhood to be a soldier for hire, right? And that should have been something that was a significant relevance between her and the entire rest of the party. Now, they fumbled that, but at least that idea gets across what I mean when I say it can work to have a damsel be... to use someone as a damsel in distress, regardless of their gender, I might add. Wall-E in Wall-E is actually another decent example of this, since Wall-E himself is the damsel several times. Because he's just not on the level of Eva, right? Or half the stuff he's fighting against. But Wall-E was a character. Rinoa was a character. Terrible character, but a character nonetheless. Kyrie is not a character. That's the problem. Let's see here. There's something else I was thinking about getting. Oh, yeah, no, that is actually specifically what I was going to grab. I now to die because I got like 1 health right now.
What took you so long?
You. What are you doing here? Forget it. I don't have time for this.
And neither do I. So I'll cut to the chase. I'm here for the sword.
Your point being?
It was originally my brother's. Return it to me, and I'll let you go, kid.
Well, that's how you see me think you're like a pretty pig when I kick your ass.
Helpful hint. Take a tip from the elders.
Now we have to actually fight Dante. And die immediately because we have 1 health, as we already mentioned. Here we go. I can't even touch him. I have literally not hit him yet. There, now I've hit him once. Look at that. I have... Oh wait, no, he's blocking my bullets with his bullets. Never mind, I still haven't touched him. God damn it, okay. Okay. This does feel like a supposed to lose fight. I know it isn't, because I literally just died to it. I mean, isn't that how you block bullets, Lord Aramon? Wow, he can also use Royal Guard here. I mean, he can use everything. He can use Swordmaster, Gunslinger, Trickster, and Royal Guard, but goddamn. Okay, we could try that. So then Dante kills us the end. It's on to Devil May Cry 5, which does not include Nero because he died. That would be funny. Now he's Trickster. Saw the visual cue too, if you're paying attention there. So, you remember me mentioning they really want you to use the arm? I was wondering why I couldn't hit him. He's literally programmed to have a counter for all of your main attacks. Both gun and sword. Guess what he doesn't have a counter for? Oh, absolutely, Evo. But the biggest secret to making a supposed to lose fight work, by far, is to make it winnable. So yeah. They really do want you to use the arm. Notice he's still not really going seriously here.
You cooled off yet, kid? What's the matter? Why the glare?
You look as if you've just been playing me from the beginning.
That sword was used to separate our world from the demons. I can't have something of that kind of power floating around now, can I? It's gotta stay in the family.
I need this.
Then keep it. Now that you're calm and cool, get going. Hey! What's your name?
Nero. You're Dante, right? Not a bad name.
Better than Dante.
Neither is yours. That regal look suits you.
I dress to impress. Are you sure you want to let him go?
My God, she's bouncing.
Yeah, I figured he can bear the burden.
I know it's not my business, but this could get ugly.
Well, if the kid screws up, then I'll just have to kick his ass.
A minor point. She hasn't aged because she's a demon. Dante has aged because he's half demon. A very minor point, but putting them next to each other like that is a good way to do that. So, I know this is going to sound strange, but that should have been supposed to lose fight. No, hear me out for a second. What Dante was doing there, in lore, was partially testing us, but mostly trying to get us to calm down, as he said. We were obviously still pissed off after the Kyrie thing. We weren't joking, we weren't ourselves, and he wanted us to get our head in the game. Okay, so he fights us. If he wins, then we are knocked down a peg, and we are given a chance to cool down. If we win, then he starts to get real and knocks us down a peg. This is a game all about being stylistic and going for the high score. Of course, you want to win, but if you don't win, it's not a big deal, and it doesn't actually end the progression, as opposed to what actually happens, where if you lose, you die, which doesn't follow through with the narrative at all. It's like trying to clean that stupid beach at the frickin' hotel, and then you die when you fail. Now, what are we up to? Yeah, I can't afford it now. No, that's okay. Nobody cares about that. God, I have no orbs right now. Looks like we might actually get to the backtracky point today. Yay! So here's the inspiration for Bayonetta. I'm just going to say that as bluntly as I possibly can. Oh, that's another thing. Maybe if you lose, the game gives you the option. Do you want to try to win that fight? Like, maybe even just a message. You don't have to, but if you want to win this fight, would you like to have another go at it? And if you hit no, and you just want to get on with it, then you know, get on with it. The best, yeah, try again or continue. Thank you. That's a great way to put that. Try again or continue. And the best thing about that is you might think, well, that might pull away from some of the challenge order, but I guarantee you, like, speedrunners, challenge runners, and people who just want the challenge would absolutely hit try again. I guarantee you, I would have hit try again, even while streaming. Like, no, I could do that fight. I'm just doing something wrong. What's the reward for winning? So, first of all, why does there need to be a tangible reward for having a fun fight? And second of all, obviously you get a higher score, more style points, which also give you more soul points, which is literally more experience. You also probably get more orbs, which is more currency. You also get a barrier in your way. That's the best part. And then you get to fight irritating enemies. That is the best part of this game. Fighting irritate. I think I'm going to not give this game a plus to enemy variety. I haven't decided yet. I might give 1 plus to enemy variety, but it's definitely lacking. I'm not super impressed with it. That's a good question, Loner. I don't know. I mean, you saw I was able to beat him relatively quickly, so someone actually good at the game would probably be able to stomp him. Also, if I might be so bold, I feel like the team being rushed shows more in the fight I just did than any other fight in this game. Now, there's something else that's going to show the low support and the rushed and the development and all the other issues I talked about, but the reason I mention that is truly well-designed fights take one thing more than anything else, and that is time. Iteration on top of iteration on top of iteration on top of iteration to really polish the fight to be as high quality as possible. Why is this not working? Okay, sure. And that fight, it's easy to make... Well, easy is the wrong word. It's difficult, but possible to make a fight like that that's really hard. We know this. We've seen them do it before. That was a gimmick fight instead. I knew that was going to happen, too. That was a gimmick fight. Grab him, it's the thing he can't counter. That's a simple way to make a hard fight. A hard fight, excuse me. And yeah, no kidding, Zara. I was going to say, you notice how many of these enemies' gimmicks are clearly designed for Nero? Yeah. It's okay, I'm sure they rebalanced the bosses who take chip damage from normal attacks to take full damage from Dante's attacks, right? There's no way they would rely on arm damage for the boss fights, even when you don't have an arm to use. That's just crazy talk. That's a good question, Blade Travel. Honestly, knowing Dante, he probably would be initially thrown, but I imagine he would figure out how to counter it pretty quickly. He's very adaptive, it's kind of his shtick. Well, that's a good question, Evo. For that, I have to answer another game. Like, I have to think of another game that has a dual protagonist situation like this. I'm sure there are several, I just can't think of it right now because this fight is so irritating. It's taking up more of my concentration than I'd like to. Yes. Not you, Evo, the guy. Legacy of Kain Defiance. Okay, pass. Next one. I was gonna say it's also not a great example of that. Okay, hang on, let me think about this. Dual protag game that does it well. Dishonored 2? No. Dishonored 2 is a single protag game that you get to choose which one you play as, and the differences are minor at best. Like, you got me thinking about this now. Because there's several games where you can choose a campaign. Warcraft 2 would qualify, for God's sakes. But a true multi-protag game. I have never played Resident Evil 0, Zach Taft, so I can't speak to that. And I don't remember Resident Evil 1 enough to qualify on that one. Ironically, Dream Drop Distance is the only Kingdom Hearts game I think actually qualifies as a dual protag game. Ironically, the switch mechanic in that game, which we will review someday, hopefully. Did I just fall? We'll probably get... RE2R is another example of a choose your campaign thing. That doesn't count. I mean, arguably StarCraft, although that's getting into nitpicky territory, so I'm going to disavow that one. I was going to say, RE3, little different, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a back and forth. 4 doesn't count because you only play as Ashley for one brief section. It's the same reason Paper Mario 1 doesn't count. They're called Princess Peach sections for a reason. Halo 2, that's a good one. Halo 2, there's one. Also, Tales from the Borderlands, thank you. That's another excellent example. Honestly, actually, now that I say that out loud, Tales from the Borderlands might be the best example we've covered so far. Although Yakuza 0 would also qualify. Yakuza 0 also did some really good stuff with its back and forth, even though it was sometimes used just for, you know, drama. Whoa, nope. Yeah, okay. I don't actually know enough about Shiva to know if she qualifies as an actual character. Oh, come on. And Portal 2 absolutely does not qualify. If we're calling a game in which there are multiple units you play as, then there's a lot of those. Any game with a party would qualify. I mean, we've come up with a couple, but I admit it's rarer than I thought it would be. I mean, again, I haven't really played at Zactaf, so I can't speak to it, so... They really like these stupid things, don't they? Considering there's no real method to target them manually that I'm aware of. Oh god, hello. Okay, that was irritating. Oh, for Christ's sake, I don't care about you! You don't matter! You do not matter. Stop existing! Jesus Christ! Why do you still exist? Anyways, what was I talking about? Right. But a story in which there's more than one central protagonist. Other than FF6, obviously. You knew I was going to mention that one. It's one of the more famous RPGs with multiple protagonists. No main character, yada yada yada. Yeah, we already mentioned Halo 2. Andromeda? Who's the other protagonist in Andromeda? Yeah, GTA 5 is the other obvious example I was holding on to. Ironically, two of my highest rated games of all time. Huh. Look, it's not my fault they suck at their job, okay? It's their fault they suck. That super doesn't count, Zactef, no. Like, neither one of those... First of all, I would say that's a zero protagonist game. But even if we were to count one of them as a main character, which I am not willing to grant, the fact of the matter remains that the other one is not a relevant protagonist. Since this is solely a narrative thing and not a gameplay thing. That would count. It Takes Two. That would be a good example. A co-op mandatory game. Also, the first game before It Takes Two, which I can never think of the name of. Because it wasn't really memorable and wasn't really good. This way, I think? I sure hope it's this way. Because the camera is just like, no. No. I don't know if this is where I want to be. Oh my god. Game? You want to target the one that's the next one in the chain? No, you don't, clearly. Yeah, ironically, I think it would be easier to pull on non-games that do the multiple protagonist thing. Knives Out comes to mind immediately, for example. Can I have my camera? No? No, of course I can't. Okay. Okay, whatever. I don't even care at this point. Okay, so there's a thing. Yeah, the degree to which Bayonetta just basically stole off of this is a little ridiculous.
Is it not beautiful?
I think we've got a difference of opinion on that one.
How unfortunate.
Kyrie!
Is it not your wish to become one with her? Within the Savior, your mortal bodies will combine.
That's not...
melting into one to manifest and create his core.
Are you...
Thing of utter and pure beauty.
Gross.
I'm here to save you. Please trust me.
I'm afraid you are too late. But, although still incomplete, this is your chance to catch a glimpse of the true power of our Savior.
I remember disliking this fight. I don't remember why. I wish this did a little more damage, but you know. So this is the magical equivalent of a mecha.
Because you're gonna need it.
I don't know, the AC2 one is certainly extremely evil, but this one's Liam O'Brien.
Held back by love. Such a shame. Still, I must salute a man who carries the blood of Sparta. While not in Dante's league, you still presented a harder fight than I had anticipated.
Dante?
I had originally intended to absorb him into our savior. But circumstance presenting, I'd rather choose the option at hand. When your blood and this sword are combined, we will be able to proceed to the final stage of our ultimate goal.
Hi, Credo.
You have betrayed us. Why?
I served the dream of a world you spoke of. The savior you preached of. But you used my sister, Kitty, who has nothing to do with this. And that is beyond forgiveness.
Love for a sibling. How foolish.
Why would you love a sibling? That's just insanity.
All that is needed is absolute power.
Oh, there you are. Jesus, dude.
Oh, it's you, Gloria. Unfortunately, you did not anticipate a descendant of Sparta's blood. And because of this boy, you have been outwitted, and the savior will be completed.
I don't know. I'd wager this kid still got some life in him.
You fool! Escape is now impossible. The creation cannot be stopped.
Hey, kid! You giving up so soon?
My options are limited.
So melodramatic. Besides, if you die without giving my sword back, I'm gonna be pissed.
Then come and get it.
What a punk.
Don't worry, Lord Harrimont. I'll be able to tell you the truth once you have become aware of my ultimate goal.
I
failed to save you.
Now we're gonna turn into, like, a weird pulpy organic thing. Like Arkham or Argosax.
Kitty! Kitty! I swear it! I swear I'm gonna get us out of here! Together, Kitty! Kitty!
Have you ever wondered why that's a meme? It's because of scenes like this where he says it like 5 or 6 times in a row. So, the inside of the Savior is this giant, gross, pulpy flesh thing. I mean, granted, that's its heart, but still, the whole inside is just this gross, organic, pulpy flesh thing. Which, if you've played Bayonetta, should probably look very familiar. I like how Dante is still just watching all this.
Check it out. It's got wings.
The design shows terrible taste.
Hey, where's that thing going? It's not complete yet, is it?
It is in his heart to save the world from chaos. He will begin by driving it out.
Now he has what he needs. Yamato.
Sparta used it to seal the Hellgate from the demon world. The sword is the key to opening the Hellgate. The real Hellgate that lies dormant beneath this city.
The sword that separates the human world from the demon world.
I think you, the son of the Dark Knight Sparta, are the only one who can stop the Savior now. Dante.
Looks like you've got a rep to live up to.
Looks that way.
Please, honor one last request. Save them. Kyrie and Nero.
I'll do it. I wouldn't want to deny anyone their dying request.
I'll sweep the city and evacuate the people.
Hey, is this your way of ditching and dumping this
You want
mess
to
up?
switch?
It's cool. Let's stick to the plan.
Aw. If I got an S on orbs, I would have abs. So if you've been paying any kind of attention, I've said several times that chapter 12 is when things get really bad. Guess what the next chapter is? I need to jot down some things. There are 20, I believe, Evo. I'm going to codify the negative for Credo. I mean, you know, honestly, that's not a bad idea, Czar. It's cutting off a little early, but, like, let me just show you. For those of you who haven't played this game, let me show you what's next. Okay, first we have something cool. Because Agnes is still the best character in this game.
Your ears and fangs. Destroy this world so that the true utopia can be Judgment Day has
I love Agnes so much. Keep in mind, all his melodrama is completely in character. He really is that much of a ham. In character. So, there's the real Hellgate. All those other Hellgates we've seen throughout the course of the game are all artificial, small emulations, which have caused issues around the area, of course. That is an actual Hellgate. Now you might think, hold up. What's their plan if their big shtick is to just unleash demons upon their own people? And now, this might just be typical evil, but don't worry, there's an actual reason for this. I mentioned foreshadowing in the first cutscene. Also, all the demons are this one type because they can fly and it's easier to animate. Time, money, we already talked about this. It's okay. We've brought the artificial demons to deal with the demons we just unleashed.
To deliver us salvation, we must repent and rejoice, for the world has not yet come to an end.
Yep, complete with popcorn.
That's a solid performance for an old fart like you.
So now we're playing as Dante. Now, let's pause for just a moment. The decision to make Dante playable was the correct choice. Let's be very clear about that. If they had DMC4 with no Dante, that would suck. But the problem is everything I've been talking about this whole time. So... Oh yeah, and that's basically what his dad wore, if you're wondering. So, of course, we have the 4 styles. The Tazguns. The Rebellion. Hope you liked Rebellion. Oh, you don't like Rebellion? Well, that sucks to be you. Yeah, we'll go Trickster this time around. I think I'm gonna value that. Grab that. Look, he owed me money, okay? I have a slight problem. Does anybody know how to switch styles? Because that indicator on the tutorial screen was not as clear as I'd like, and I have yet to successfully switch styles. I'm still in Trickster. D-pad. Oh, that's awful. Okay. Alright, so hang on. So up is Trickster. Right is Sword. Down is Guard. The only way to switch is to stop. So the switch command is not something that can be done on the fly. You have to discontinue movement by moving your thumb up in order to hit the D-pad and then move back. Thus, doing something like switching on the fly, like I could do here, is not available. You have to switch very deliberately, as opposed to being able to just switch in combat, so to speak. In fact, that's why I thought this was switching at first, because this would make perfect sense. If it's not obvious, I'm hitting the right analog there. I wonder if I can rebind that. Oh. So if this looks familiar, I mean, it should. I think the boots suit it best. I mean, honestly, yeah, okay. In the middle of a tight firefight where milliseconds count, moving the camera is not relevant. Being able to switch styles on the fly and be able to adjust to the fight, that's relevant. You gotta think about the usage, right? Camera's neat and all, but I'm never gonna be hitting that camera button in the middle of a fight. Especially against a boss fight, which is where it's really gonna matter. Brickwork is probably better than it's been so far. You got less than 10 minutes to escape. Oh, great. That's cool. Doodads were good in the city, so credit where credit is due. I'll think about it, Kay. That's why I'm gonna not try to rebind it yet. I'm gonna try to make it work first before we just kind of poo-poo on it. Color usage is definitely better than the previous games, no question. Yeah, on a technical level, this game is going to do pretty well. It's just, other than for Dante himself, this is the moment where the level negatives are going to start piling up. Yeah, it's a little disorienting, Kay, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's about how I feel about these enemies. Yeah, I did it with my right thumb, okay? Since all I was doing was holding forwards. Just reached over and hit it that way. Notice these are literally the exact same enemy formations, too. Not all of them, but like this exact formation here is the exact same enemy formation we had when we went down here. So. That's cool. Yeah, the tacked-on feeling starts off bad, and is only going to get worse. On the plus side, we don't have to actually do the platforming this time around. We steal the Key of Kronos somehow. Don't ask. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Whoops. Oh my god. I'm sorry, that oh, Jesus Christ. I'm actually having trouble seeing where the platform ends. I don't know, something about how the gray is turning red is throwing me really hard there. Jesus Christ. I'll try it in a second. Okay, give me a minute. Don't have to be so dramatic about it, Dante. It's just a demon laser. Dante. Okay, that's cool. And we're dead. And let that be our tone setter.